Fire Elemental. Welcome back to Heroes and Whiskey. We are 3D printing our way through the D&D 5e Monster Manual, and today we are printing monster number 81, the Fire Elemental. So the first thing that I want to say is that if you are watching in real time, recently the channel went over 1,000 subscribers and we've just passed the 1-year mark, and so I really want to thank you all for coming along for the ride and for sticking around as long as you have. We only have 2 years and 200 monsters to go. But back to business. In the Air Elemental episode, we decided to purchase this elemental set from Bite the Bullet. So let's print up the Fire Elemental and get our burn on. I love how the Monster Manual describes the Fire Elemental as a force of capricious devastation. Just the idea that it burns everything that it touches makes it a really dangerous foe. But of course, all you need to do is Wicked Witch it with some water to keep it at bay. In the past few episodes, we've been using ChatGPT to write encounter descriptions for our monsters, and I will include that text down in the description if you want to copy it. I also recently came across this service called 11 Labs, which uses AI to read text, and so because British accents are way better storytellers, at least to us Americans, I'm going to have this fake British guy read it.
Rising before you is a blazing entity, composed entirely of fierce dancing flames, taking a vaguely humanoid shape. In the deep caverns of the earth, where ancient magics pulse like the heartbeat of the world, it moves with a grace that belies its destructive nature, its flames casting eerie shadows on the rough walls. It is a creature of pure fire, a living inferno, flickering and writhing as if choreographed by the very essence of flame itself. Upon sensing the presence of your party, its flames surge upwards, casting a hellish glow as it gathers its fiery essence, preparing to unleash a torrent of searing heat.
Now, as we saw with the other elementals, this whole set comes on medium bases, even though they're supposed to be large. But I do think that it adds a really dynamic quality to the design that I really like. I also love what they've done with the head and face, giving it almost a demonic appearance. Fire is nearly impossible to sculpt in 3D, but I think Bite the Bullet did a great job giving this guy a fierce personality. In terms of how it printed, for the most part, it was great. There is this seam on its right arm that I couldn't quite line up no matter how much I sanded it, but it's not terribly obvious. He's also not quite as thick as the air and earth elementals, so while he is a little bit top-heavy, it's not too extreme, and he's actually quite difficult to knock over. In terms of size, you can see he stands at about 10 feet tall. As I said with the others, I kind of feel like it could maybe stand to be about 5 to 10% bigger. In terms of resources, we printed all of these elementals together, so we are still at $802 and a little over 36 days of total print time. So there's one last member of the elemental family to print, so next up we have the ever-fluid Water Elemental.